My name is Stephanie Hall, and I believe that 2017's Lego Batman is the best Batman movie ever. Now, for some of you, that is an incorrect statement. You think that the best is Zack Snyder's or Tim Burton's, or maybe you're the one person who likes 1997's Batman and Robin. No matter your opinions, I will be proving you all wrong. But I'm nothing if not thorough. That is why I, and a couple of friends that I forced into this, will be watching every single movie, just to prove myself right. Anyway, there's 72 movies that I could find. Let's get started. Okay, today we'll be watching Lego Batman. It was released in 2017. The movie was produced by Warner Animation Groups and Rat Pack. It was the directorial debut of Chris McKay, with the screenplay by Seth Grahame-Smith, Chris McKenna, Eric Sommers, Jared Stern, and John Whittington. The film is a spin-off of the popular movie The Lego Movie, which featured Batman and stars Will Arnett, Zach Galifianakis.
Just dub my voice over. It's such a hard last name.
Okay, Zach Galifianakis, Michael Cera, Rosario Dawson, and Ralph Fiennes. Our audience tonight is Baylah Close,
Hello.
Kat Thomas,
Hey.
Quinn Allen,
Hey.
and Lauren McKenna.
Howdy.
We also have Atticus, who is a cat, but he does not have any opinions to share on the movie. So let's pop some popcorn and get started. Okay, so we just finished watching Lego Batman, so before we get into our own opinions about the movie, I'm going to give you a little background for those who haven't seen the movie. So the movie came out in 2017, and the movie follows Batman, who's voiced by Will Arnett, who is the protector of Gotham and has been for a very long time. However, during his latest mission to stop the Joker and other Gotham supervillains from destroying the city, Batman hurts Joker's feelings by not admitting that Joker is his greatest enemy. This leads Joker to devise a plan to bring some of the world's greatest villains, such as the Daleks from Doctor Who, Medusa from Greek mythology, and the Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings. So, this movie is about Batman facing his greatest fear, being part of a family again. It had its world premiere in Dublin, Ireland on January 19th, 2017, and was released in the United States on February 10th, 2017. It received generally positive reviews from critics for its animation, voice acting, soundtrack, visual style, and humor, and was also very commercially successful, having grossed $310 million worldwide. And they had a budget of $80 million. I will say that not all of the reviews were positive. So the fundamentalist news site LifeSite News pinned a warning about the film, and it warned, "Beware, Lego Batman movie promotes gay adoption."
But that's really funny because it's the same person. Like Bruce Wayne and Batman.
He doesn't know that it's the same person yet.
I know, but the complaint is that.
Let me get.
That shouldn't be the complaint for the gay part.
Let me get into. To quote the site, it was chock full of pro-gay propaganda. Think the sexual innuendos of the Flintstone minus the real humor.
Say what?
What?
The what in the what? The Flintstones ever do to y'all?
No,
what sexual innuendo?
Is the Flintstones gay?
And in the Flintstones as well.
Are the Flintstones gay?
And it seemed the creators were so anxious to suddenly indoctrinate the little ones into the gender ideology that making it humorous came as a distant second thought.
I think Billy probably hated this movie. I think he loved it.
It seemed like they I guess take offense that a joke is like, oh, Robin's two dads are Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Okay, yeah.
It's pretty funny though. How was that the problem?
He was upset with the orphan adoption by two dads, homoerotic attraction, and penis jokes, and that is a direct quote from the post.
Oh,
damn.
Richard, his name's.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
They're like, my name's Richard, but all the kids at the orphanage call me Dick.
But what kid that's watching that's gonna go right over their head? That's not for the kids.
But
that's for the adults.
For the kids.
That's for the adults that are watching with their kids.
This movie isn't made for children. It's made for college students.
Maybe
It's made of
Their demographic.
but anyway, a sequel, Lego Super Friends, was announced in 2018, which was meant to be a sequel to Lego Batman, but it was canceled after Universal Pictures required the Lego franchise rights. And the Lego Batman movie 2, Lego Superfans, had a screenwriting team of Dan Harmon and Michael Waldron.
Holy cow.
Now, Dan Harmon, he's the guy from, he wrote Community and, and Rick and Morty as well.
Yeah.
Is
Is this the
jail.
pedophile?
No, that is not not a pedophile, domestic abuser. Not any better, but
Wait, which one's the pedophile?
The other Rick and Morty guy.
Yeah, Rick and Morty.
Justin Roiland, sorry.
That's who.
Yeah, he's not involved in Lego Batman, don't worry.
No. Well,
Just the creator of Community.
I love Community.
I love
no, he was supposed to be on Lego Batman 2. It was him and then the Loki head writer, Michael Waldron. But then it got canceled, actually.
We've been robbed.
Yeah.
That would have been so
It got
good.
canceled in 2020.
No.
Whenever Universal received the rights. But they apparently had done a first draft of the script, and it was apparently really amazing. Better than... to quote McKay, who is the director of this movie, it was truly epic, both from an action standpoint and from a story standpoint. The structure was Godfather Part 2.
Lego Batman sequel.
A story about Batman's relationship to the Justice League and Superman. Now as well as...
got more Tay Tay. Oh, bro.
Yeah, because Channing Tatum was Superman in this
I
one.
love Tay Tay.
And now as well as the formative moments of the Justice League and Batman's relationship with Superman then.
Do you think it was
Another-
also gay?
I was about to say another erotic
Like
gay
the
in my
ruffle?
face. Thruple.
Oh no.
The Joker, Batman, and Superman.
Halloween costume.
McKay also described the film as sort of a Boogie Nights-esque,
Meow.
whatever that means, and that it was going to be, quote, going to be really funny, end quote. Anyway, the Lego Batman includes a lot of, like, pop culture references as well, obviously to former past Batman media, and then also there's an entire page that's just on the, like, Lego Batman wiki of just pop culture references. It's references the 1940s Batman serials, which is like...
Like the food?
No.
I was like, what? They
No,
didn't have
so
that.
basically back in the 40s during like World War II, they released like on a weekly basis in movie theaters these like little like episodes of a Batman story. And they're not great. I haven't seen them, but I do know they have a very like racist depiction of a Japanese person because it was
Yeah.
World War II.
Yeah, cool.
Sounds
Not
about
the best.
right.
My favorite.
Anyway, it references all of the live-action Batman movies and also...
Including my favorite, the 1960s, which it mentions more than once.
Adam West is my favorite Batman.
I just think it's funny.
Not the name of this podcast.
Yeah, well, it's, you know. I'll mention it every episode.
I think instead of reboots, they should just start making Lego versions of every movie.
I mean, that's what Disney's doing. Might as well make it
Yeah.
Lego.
Yeah, Little Mermaid, but it's
I
Lego.
want to watch
Ooh,
Saw, but Lego.
I mean, we already got the shark.
That brings up a good point. Like, do they feel pain?
Because in the movie, there's this part where he beats up everyone and they all like break into pieces.
No, okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when Robin pees.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We
That's
need
not
to
what I
talk about this.
I'll bring him. Okay, yeah, I did have that question. However, I was talking about the pain aspect. We can bring up the piss if you want.
Because you, after you mentioned that, I wasn't able to focus
So for
on my
those of you-
friendship bracelet.
So for those of you who obviously weren't here for the watching of the movie, Quinn brought up a very good question of when Lego characters pee, do they pee in blocks?
And more importantly, how does it leave its body? If in their body, if it does, do they have organs? And probably my favorite question anyone has ever asked. Are all Lego characters non-binary?
Yeah, well, because see,
would
there's
that
a gay
be-
propaganda according to the post,
yeah, okay.
so I guess it would make sense.
Huffington Post. It's not
No.
there. That is not
No.
legally what we say.
This is just a liberal agenda.
It was from
Yeah.
it was from a news site called Life Site News. That was posted
Ooh.
too. Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about the anatomy of Legos.
Well, they eat. He eats lobster, so it obviously goes somewhere.
He can eat food and
But there's no mention of fecal matter in this movie.
Yeah, but there is urine.
There
so
is.
It's like,
So I'm gonna assume it's gotta be blocks.
this is horrible.
I have to play this for my class. We have to listen to these episodes in class.
Well,
Good.
I mean, these are the questions you need to be asking.
And you knew what we were gonna ask.
Well, okay, right. So back to the pain part, I want to know,
No.
because Stephanie, you said nobody dies in this, but they obviously have a fear of death, so
I'm-
they can
no,
die.
I was saying they can die, but no one dies in this
but
movie.
if they can
Weirdly
fall
enough,
apart,
have like
you
a
can-
form of hell.
yeah, they do.
Wait,
They have
wait, wait.
purgatory.
Can they die? Because Batman's like 89 years old.
Yeah, you say that.
But he also looks very. So it may be possible that maybe when a Lego character dies, it's just whenever they're no longer played with. It's kind of like a Toy
Ew,
Story
wait.
situation.
Wasn't
Yeah, I
that
forgot
it?
that
Okay.
like Will
Can I
Ferrell's
bring
in one of the
things from
Lego
the first Lego
movies.
movie?
Yeah.
So in the first Lego movie, which for some reason I know a lot about,
Chris
that's,
Pratt?
that's not true. They like super glue them or whatever, and that's like killing them.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
But then again, is that killing them, or are they just in like a constant state of paralysis?
Yeah.
Which is even worse.
Yeah, but then if you take them apart, can they move still, or are they just kind of sitting there? Because you can put them back together and they're fine.
That's the thing.
Well, like,
We need to ask Will Ferrell himself what his interpretation of that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Call Taylor up.
So anyway, the reason I personally think this is the best Batman movie and why I created the title and made the title Lego Batman is the best Batman movie is just it's like you could watch this movie and learn like how to like write a story. It's like they introduce stuff in the beginning that seems meaningless and then they pay it off in the end. And it's so beautiful. Plus it's just a good story, I feel like.
I think you're wrong.
I also disagree.
I like it because every single, and this is really hard for me during movies, is if I'm hiccuping, I'm sorry. Every single time that I watch this movie, I seem to notice something I didn't notice.
Exactly.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Stephanie's agreeing with me.
Some bits are definitely funny, but like there's definitely I mean, it is a children's movie, so there are like the snake clowns.
But there's
bit.
Well,
there's
listen,
a
it's not-
penis joke.
Yeah,
we
but,
know
like-
that children's movies can be good because
That's
the new
true.
Puss in Boots.
Puss in
and
Boots
this
is
was
the
not
greatest
good.
movie ever
God,
made. I know this isn't about this, however. Anyway,
I'm gonna kick you off the podcast.
yeah, shut up. Shut up. It's fine. I just don't. There's certain bits that I just didn't think were funny. Like
What?
I don't like this. I don't like the Batman song. Don't like it.
Why? It slaps.
No,
I
I don't like it. And the snake clowns particularly, I don't
The
like.
snake clowns was just a funny.
I don't think
It
it's
was
funny.
mentioned in like
It's for the children.
the third scene, and then it just continues on throughout the
Yeah.
entire movie, and you're like, oh, so eventually snake clowns are gonna come out, and then it doesn't until what, the end credits?
Yeah, and then I was angry. I was like, I don't want to see.
Well,
these.
you know what? Maybe they did it just for you.
They did it.
'Cause I love that bit.
I don't like it.
Well, I mean, we do still have we've now watched one Batman movie. We have 71 more Batman movies to go.
Bring up my phone
Can't
and
wait
figure out
till
what
the trilogy.
percentage of that is.
And when we get there, when we get to those movies that you love, I will destroy them and tear you down into
Yeah,
piece
I'm
by
really
piece.
dreading
This is very
watching
threatening
her
right
do
now.
I'm ecstatic.
I don't like.
Destroy me.
Okay, I don't like getting into just like debates with Stephanie. for this
Yeah,
movie.
Stephanie, you're a menace. You're evil.
I will say there is an entire video which you can watch, which is called Lego Batman Subversive Queer Coding. It's by-
Okay. I want to point out the first time that we ever watched this, I was with Stephanie in her dorm, and after watching the movie, she then pulls up an online comic of Batman, a totally not related to the Lego Batman, and starts scrolling through and showing me all the outfits in the comic online. I have a video of this. Also, we have watched 1.4% of the Batman movies.
I mean, we're so close to being done.
Woo!
Only 8 more years ahead of us.
I mean, I feel like this
Could
movie
have
was
a
not
kid.
queer baiting. There was
Yeah.
no queer baiting.
No, I'm not saying it was queer baiting. It had a lot of queer coding with
Queer
the
coding.
character.
Yeah, not it's
JK,
not-
I lied.
That is
Those
not
people,
queer
I don't know what you're
baiting.
talking about. They were
about?
homosexuals.
That is
Hey, no.
explicitly gay.
They were just best friends.
It's like,
History will say they were besties.
yeah. I mean, because if
We're
you
not
look at,
quoting TikToks on this podcast.
That's why I changed the word.
I mean, if you look at the like Dark Knight trilogy, you see that like the Joker is very like sort of like queer
Gay.
coded
That's
in a way.
Heath Ledger?
He
Yeah.
was in
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
But
That's
he
the
just
Brokeback
carried
Mountain.
that. He said, "I'm gonna put that."
Oh, I don't like
That
podcasts,
movie made me
you know.
cry.
That movie
But-
made me
But like, you know, this one it actually feels like it understands like the fandom that is behind.
The
I-
children Wait,
No,
what
that I
fandom
will
are we
disagree
talking
with.
about?
Why?
I think because I wasn't a fan of Batman, and I'm probably not going to be like a huge fan of the rest of the Batman, and just the franchise in general, but I am a fan of Lego Batman.
Yeah.
So it almost creates like an entirely different fan base.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's very satire,
Oh yeah,
I think it is.
and I hate it.
I love it. It's,
I love it.
Okay, that's the only thing I'll say that I do like about it, because I used to love Batman, and then I rewatched like The Dark Knight or whatever, and I was like, this shit is fucking weird. This is goofy. It's a bat.
yeah.
It's a man. He's got a cape, and he's like yelling at people, and it's fucking weird. 'Cause
But like
Um,
I will say to correct you, there is like a very large fan base that wants Batman and Joker to be in a relationship.
yes,
You know what?
Yeah.
Add it to the pot. I will also be in there.
And
What?
so
I vote. Yep.
and so this movie is kind
Okay.
I feel like this movie kind of recognizes all of those people that are like, Joker should be gay, Batman and Joker should be in a relationship, and I feel like it does recognize them. And while I don't personally like the relationship, I do love this movie, and I think it's a nice like sort of love. You could tell the people behind it did love Batman and had a lot to say about it. But so here's a fun fact about me. I've only ever cried at 4 movies.
If you say you cried during this movie, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shit myself.
I know when I first
way.
watched it, I cried whenever Alfred began to fall into the
Batman.
water.
I'm just in
Legos?
shock that you cried because of this movie.
I was like, what, 14 at the time?
Yeah,
and
you
I-
would have been 14.
but yeah, that was
You
like,
were 14.
that was, yeah, at that time, that was, Lego Batman was only the second movie I'd ever cried at.
What was the first?
Yeah, what was the first?
It
Let's
was,
talk about all the movies you cried at, please.
it was Marley and Me, then Lego
They're both-
Batman,
Never seen
then
it.
it was
They're bud.
In the Heights, and then Promising Young Woman. Those are the only movies I've ever cried
I
at.
Stephanie,
love
I've
Promising
been
Young
with
Woman.
you in 2 of these. One of which I look over at you and you're crying, I'm crying, and we held hands while bawling our eyes out.
Well, were you watching Lego Batman?
No.
No.
All right,
In
we'll
the
wrap up here.
You want me to do my outro?
Yeah.
No.
I love my outro.
Thank you for listening so much to Lego Batman is the best Batman, and here's why. Next week we'll be reviewing a new Batman movie that is not Lego Batman, and hopefully I'll be able to prove myself more that Lego Batman is in fact the best Batman. I'm Stephanie Hall.
This is Baylah Close.
Cat Thomas. This is Quinn all over it. Lord McKenna.
And to all of our listeners, we hate you the most.
Yay.
Woo. Thank you for listening to Lego Batman is the Best Batman and Here's Why. Editing is done by Stephanie Hall. Featured music is Shady Business by David Renda. Sound effects are from Pixabay. To listen to more episodes, you may check us out on Spotify. A new episode will be uploaded next Thursday. Check us out on Instagram at The Best Batman. For more information, you can check out our website, smhall02.wixsite.com/thebestbatmanpodcast. Thank you for listening. See you next week.